What's up, you guys? Welcome to just our Hard Knocks reactions, like we've done. I think this might be the fourth year in a row that we've done
Think
this,
so.
four or five. Um,
Lions, Jets, Bills. We've done.
right, and then so the year before that must have been was it the dual Chargers Rams one?
Yeah, I think. Well, no, because that was COVID year.
Mm.
So that would
Yeah, I
have
don't know
been
what
what
was before
six
that.
six years ago. I don't remember.
I'm not sure, but this is always something fun that we do. So immediately following Hard Knocks, we watch it right away when it drops on HBO, and then we jump in here live right away just to give our thoughts. Luke and I haven't talked about it; we both just watch it, so we're just hanging out, shooting the shit. And I gotta tell you, man, I'll like we say it every time as soon as the Hard Knocks theme hits, but to me, as soon as the pads hit in this one, once they put pads on, like something kind of
Yeah,
changed in my mental. It's like it's fucking
there's
football's back. I'm fucking happy again.
agreed. Agreed. Football is incredible, and then like putting on the pads, it's like I'm sure it's how they edited it or whatever, but it felt like as soon as they put on the pads, that's when we start fighting and shit, and that's the best.
Yeah, for sure they edited it a little bit that way, but it's just true. I mean, you've been to
Yeah.
Packers training camp for a number of years now, but
Hmm.
like every training camp's that way. Um, at least my experience coaching was that way. My experience playing was that way. It's as soon as you start putting on pads and you start hitting harder, you keep hitting the same people over and over. You get pissed off because they
Hmm.
keep doing something. Like there's always the football outsiders that see teams fighting. Like some people will react to the Seahawks fighting here and be like, shit, things aren't good. They're not as tight as they
Right.
used to be. This or that. It's like if you see the same guy hitting you, beating you, talking shit, it's like you're just gonna react. But I think they did a good thing at the end, showing Hall and the other guy just hugging in the locker room or
Hmm.
wherever afterwards. Like this is a team that is, and we'll get into every little thing, but like fuck, man, I love this team. Just watching them, it's like the perfect team in my mind in terms of
They're
team
at the top of the
chemistry.
mountain.
They're doing everything correct,
Right.
and it's the type of thing you put the shoulder pads on, you put the helmet on, you go out there, you're a different person than you are off the field. And I'm telling you, this is a team that's fighting each other quite a bit to start. As soon as again, you saw it exactly up close and personal last year at Packers camp with the
Hmm.
Seahawks. As soon as
Yeah.
they do joint practices with somebody, all of a sudden Leonard Williams is on your fucking side.
They're
You
scary
know,
people, man.
they are. They are. This is a group that is very nice off the field, and on the field, they are just kind of psycho killers.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, that's what you want, right? That's what you want out of anything. More than just
yeah,
football, out of anything that you ever do, you want psycho killers when you're doing it.
they got a tight brotherhood. They would for sure do anything for their teammate. It doesn't obviously we're painting a picture that they want to be shown right now, but it just feels like one of those things where it feels like a group of good people, heads screwed on right, and they are just football players, man. And
Yeah.
they just want to hit the other person. They just want to score more points. They just want to beat you. And one thing that they did, most of them were very careful to do or to not do in this, they did not even want to say the words Super Bowl out loud.
Right.
Like it was gone. Sam Darnold was like one of the only people to say it, and he is because he was talking about like, oh, I forgot we won the Super Bowl. Like that was
Hmm.
cool. Well, you got McDonald talking about the last time he put shoulder pads on was in San Francisco. He didn't even want to say
Right.
like in the Super Bowl. Like this is a team that is so focused on just being better.
Yeah. In terms of we're only one episode in, but in terms of like Hard Knocks as a whole, this kind of feels like a different kind of season, I guess, through one episode, right? Because we're coming into a year where, they're not, you know, 75% of the show is not about Josh Allen, 75% of the show is not about Dan Campbell, 75% of the show is not about Aaron Rodgers. This feels like we're getting a little bit of everything, which is awesome.
And typically it's a bad team. It's how
Right.
can we get respected? And it's still going to turn to that because for whatever reason, from the beginning of time, the Seahawks are not talked about on ESPN.
Hmm.
You think they're just forgotten about? They're disrespected in that way. We talked about this off air a little bit in terms of they're the they're the least talked about team in that division right now, somehow, some way.
Hmm.
But like, there's a chip on their shoulder. But shit, this isn't a team of superstars. This isn't a Hard Knocks of how can we get good. It's just a group that has already succeeded, seemingly doing things the right way, and we're gonna get a look into like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as a Packer fan, I hate the Seahawks because those Russell Wilson, Richard Sherman teams. They're fucking incredible. It's like the best team I've ever seen. But this
Mhm.
Seattle team, and I got on it kind of at the end of last year. I'm like, I'm starting to like this Seattle team. Like these guys are just a bunch of dogs. Like there's nothing to hate about this team. It feels like.
No, no, you could like not believe in Sam Darnold just because we've
Right.
seen the story with him before. But outside of that, yeah, is there someone that is so polarizing that you dislike them?
No.
Like, I don't even, yeah, I have no idea who that would even be. They
This
don't have a
this
coach
this
even
team.
like that.
Right. This team feels like the oh 04, like the oh 04, the Chauncey Billups Detroit Pistons team that won the championship, 20
Yeah,
years ago.
100%. And Leonard Williams is Ben Wallace. Like,
Right.
they just got these dogs there. Um, to the point, like, the superstar is Jackson Smith-Njigba. And
Right.
I don't know, and he's from Ohio State. I fucking hate Ohio State. I don't know a single person who dislikes him.
Yeah, I like him. What year was he drafted? 2020.
2021? No, must have been later than that. 2023?
We did a
Two?
lot of on Lombardi sweep. I think all of us wanted Jackson Smith and Jigba on Green
Yeah.
Bay,
Yes.
which would be
Yes.
incredible to have now. I'm just going back and seeing who did the Packers draft that year?
Somebody not maybe Eric Stokes. Like, we had the opportunity to draft him. That's all I remember, and we chose not to draft him. So it
Um
could
Luke
have been.
Van Ness.
Oh, it was more recent than that. Still,
Yeah.
yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? It would be
Yeah,
a
right.
pretty sick thing to have. Every team wishes they had him because yeah, he dropped. I mean, does it say what number he went? He dropped a little bit.
20. We had 12, he was 20.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays it seems like the elite wide receivers are going in that 10 through like 15 range, and he dropped out of that. So
Right.
weird uh drop.
I think that this episode start off with like if we could just put like a camera on Jerick Hall the entire like we just did six episodes of that, I think it'd be incredible. Coming
Yeah,
in on the truck, I was really excited to see who was going to walk out of that truck.
I know.
Um,
I was wondering if it was
but
gonna be like Sam Darnold, like the or like
right.
Jason Myers or something.
Right, right. So that was like the truck's sick.
Yeah.
You backed that up pretty good. He must, right along the curb. I feel like those parking areas were not very, I guess, lifted truck friendly. I'll say. So that was pretty nice.
No, yeah, I'm gonna find a clip of that and send it to my brother-in-law immediately after because he's gonna.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure he's just desperate to find reasons to put another 50 grand into his truck. So,
yeah, that'd
uh,
be sweet.
I mean, yeah, I support it. But yeah, this whole episode that set
Did
the
I
tone.
be?
You're
I'm sorry.
completely right.
I'm sorry, real quick. I don't. I might have told you the story before, but in high school, all when I was in high school, we all the like, all the Hicks would drive trucks to school, right? And they'd be kind of lifted and everything, and they park in
Mhm.
the back, and I'd always take my '06 Chevy Cobalt and park it right in between all of them, and it was funny because I was buddies
Nice.
with all of them, so it was a really funny visual. That reminded me of that.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, I guess not every school had that. Every school in Wisconsin definitely had that for
Yeah,
sure. I'm not sure about you guys because you were more in town, I assume. But we also had the people that drove tractors to school because you could drive those before you're 16. I think you had to be
yeah, right.
14.
Yeah.
So
When I
it's
when I worked when I worked for the newspaper, I used to go like on the first day of school, I would go and take pictures of kids driving their tractors to school.
yeah, it's I don't know why
Yeah.
that's legal. That makes no sense
It's
whatsoever. But
funny.
it's very funny. It's
Yeah.
yeah, I don't get it. But yeah, let's. I guess let's start with the truck. That's the first thing I wrote down too. I just said his truck's fucking crazy. That
Yeah,
is,
it's awesome.
I mean, that's a multi-$100,000 truck.
Yeah.
That's stupid. Um, I never thought this is a quote from it that the narrator said because they had the goat outside. The goat peed on one of the players or whatever, peed on the fullback. A little pee isn't a deal breaker. Just clean it up and keep going. When I wrote that down, I'm like, this isn't going to be good. This is going to be
Right.
such a bad episode. That's such a weird thing to say. What's the point of saying that? And he like related it like after that weird sentence to like kind of like training camp. Like, okay, swing and a miss.
Yeah, right.
That was the worst thing in the whole episode, though, I think.
Agreed. I also, I'm sure you have had some experience with goats in your life.
Yeah, I
Goats
hate them.
are, yeah, they're an interesting animal, right? They have like no survival instincts whatsoever. As soon as someone like walks up to them, they all just like start crowding you.
Mm.
It kind of freaked me out a little bit. I don't know.
I cannot stand them. They have the weird eyes.
Yeah,
The most, I mean, one of the worst memories of my childhood was my grandparents had a goat and I had to go out and feed it. And it was
yeah.
like in this pen, so a closed pen. So I went in there, closed it, and fucking full sprint from the other side of the pen, just did like a drop kick, like with his horns right in my nuts against the wall, like pinned me down. I'm like, this motherfucker, I hate it. Yeah, I hate goats. They suck.
That
They eat everything. They bite you.
Yeah,
They're the
they like
worst.
suck on your fingers. It's weird, man. That was another. I'm not gonna. I promise I won't relate everything that we talk about to stories I wrote up about the newspaper. But
You're
that
good.
was the one of the second stories. I think the second story I ever wrote up was a goat gave birth to quadruplets. I should find that story. That's actually a pretty funny story. That I don't know. It's a rare thing. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
I'm sure
So I
it's
went to
rare.
this
Yeah.
farm. So, anyways, I went to this goat farm way out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. I have no idea where I am, right? And it felt like 7,000 goats. I walk in and just all these angles. It was like a zombie apocalypse just surrounding me. It was like in Twilight Zone. It was crazy.
That is, it's such a small town Wisconsin news story, though. I love that.
Right. Oh,
That's
and that
that's the
story
type
went
of shit I
nuts.
want to do. I'm sure it did. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Because I was like, did you hear about the farm over there? Like they had
Right.
4 goats. That's crazy.
Mm,
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. I mean, I just remember on the FlurrySports podcast, I think it was during COVID, so like there's even less to talk about. But there was like there's like a multi-page story from Superior News, so it's a bigger city, and it was just about how there's people playing pickleball, and they were they were fascinated. It was multiple pictures. No one was posing. It was just the most out of shape, weird people. And Jake and I read the full story on the podcast. Like, what are we doing? There was no point. It was just we have nothing to write. Look
Yeah,
outside.
right.
There's a pickleball court. It was very, very odd. But those are my favorite stories. Like if we could just do a site of just the oddest, out of
Hmm.
place, weird things. I mean, that's kind of
Yeah.
that's what I'm about. I love that. Uh, yeah, I mean,
The,
honestly,
the,
this team almost fits that vibe a little bit too. It's just weird. It's just an
right.
odd team that we're getting to watch. Weird group of people.
Right. The other thing that I had from kind of that opening sequence of like the goat to the locker room is it was a quick shot. Down the hallway. It had the all-time roster, Seattle roster on the hallway,
Mhm.
and it felt like there was 12 trillion people on there. Like, what do you think it takes to get on there?
True. Yeah, I mean not much apparently. Uh,
Right.
I guess this is a team. They have the 2 Super Bowls. They haven't had that much success, really,
Do you
huh?
think everyone from every single player on those rosters is on there?
Probably. Yeah, there's probably 106 or something.
Yeah.
Like it's just everyone who's won a Super Bowl there.
Yeah.
Plus, yeah, I guess.
Plus some Hall
Yeah,
of
I guess
Famers here and there, and
couple. Yeah, Sean Alexander has to be there and stuff like that.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. But it's also weird because that's new. Because we heard of when Mike McDonald went there a few years ago, obviously taking over from Pete Carroll. They started from scratch. They took
Right.
everything down. So yeah, they made the active decision to do that recently, I think, which is weirder, I think.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not sure. But I mean, the next thing I wrote down, just overall, that facility looks so nice.
Awesome.
From the meeting rooms to the hallways to like the practice field stuff, like it just looked beautiful. Everything there is
Yeah.
crazy.
On the water with the mountain overlooking, and everything looks sweet.
Like if
Have you ever been up there, up to that area?
no, I need
I
to.
haven't
It's
either.
on my. That's like the one place I really want to go to. I feel like
Yeah.
not having been there, but I feel like if I didn't live in the Midwest, that's where I'd live.
Yeah.
That's Pacific Northwest, specifically Washington. I think is better. Oregon, you get a little neo-Nazi
Right.
esque. I'm not sure if I need to be there, but yeah, like I want to go to Seattle. I want to go to Vancouver. It's right there, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. It looks incredible. But yeah, that facility is amazing. They just sold for what, 9 billion or something.
I think so. Yeah.
So I mean, stupid amount of money that's in there. It's always been nice though. I feel like ever since Pete Carroll got there, that shit's been good.
Yes.
And I mean, they're doing something right. They kept John Schneider, GM
Dog.
there.
Love John Schneider.
Love John
Green Bay
Schneider.
guy.
Yeah, former Packer. So, which is also weird that they had that much confidence to keep him
Mm-hmm.
through to another coach. But
It.
just listening to him speak, I mean, we've heard him a million times here and
Mm-hmm.
in Seattle, but like he is it. Like
He feels.
he's
He
got
feels
it
like a
down.
guy. Yeah. If you come into like this, right? You said they kind of tore everything down as like a transition from the old guard into the new guard. He's kind of a guy who like, yeah, maybe we can, not have him, but we don't want anyone else to have him.
Right. He's also just very straightforward. I think he doesn't
Right.
overthink shit in the best way possible. It's like, okay, Witherspoon is a very good football player and a good human.
Yeah.
We're
Let's
we're
pay
we're
him.
just we're gonna get him on our team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like he's talking about the Ian Rappaport thing. Someone leaked something to Rappaport, which fucked with him. Fucked
Mm-hmm.
with Witherspoon, fucked with the agent, all that. And it's like, you know what? The fact that they have that much trust with the organization, with the player, with the agent, where it's like, I'm just calling him and saying we didn't say that, and
Right.
you're not going to get top paid money.
Right.
And everyone's on board. Everyone's fine with that. That's crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Could you
I mean, it's a good run organization.
It's a cornerback, a top
Right.
cornerback. Could you imagine someone saying that to Jalen Ramsey when he was on
Right.
top? It's stuff like that. It just doesn't happen. I don't get
Right.
it. Everyone there feels like the same type of human.
It feels like everybody's the same person.
Yeah. And I think it's a good thing. But yeah,
I
no
mean, it's
one's
obviously a good thing they won the Super Bowl.
right. But the question is everyone on the same page because they won a Super Bowl and they're winning and everything's good?
Maybe.
Like, do the wheels fall off if they start losing? It doesn't seem like they would. Maybe they will. Winning covers absolutely everything.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no one there that's making a splash. There's no. It doesn't feel like we're going to hear about someone that randomly gets arrested. There's not going to be someone talking shit about another player on their team.
Right.
And it doesn't seem like anyone's going to demand more playing time, more money, the ball, anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good organization, man.
And the coaches are. Everyone there is just confident.
Do you think so? Just to transition to coaches here, Mike McDonald obviously is. I mean, relative to some other coaches in the NFL, right? He probably lacks a little charisma and a little rah rah
Sure.
guy. He's definitely a brainiac, right? He came up as a defensive guy, innovative defensive guy. But he it seems like he's really good at making connections with players, one
Mhm.
on one rather than making connections with whole rooms. Is that something that it's I guess what I'm trying to ask here is would you rather play for someone like that who's kind of like I'd rather talk to on a personal level, or would you rather play for a guy who's out there I want like screaming at everybody, but he's screaming at you because he wants you to be your best, or is it kind of like a mix of both?
Mix of both is you need to have a mix of both because you
Right.
can see they're built perfectly because he's that guy on top. And then you see the running back coach, which
Hmm.
completely compliments him. He's the
He's the
rah rah guy.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the man.
yeah, and it doesn't have to be that way. It can be backwards too. It can be Dan Campbell being the rah rah head coach, and then the
Right.
methodical one on one. And this is the way it usually is. The more uh, mentorish coach is the position coach. Like
Right.
it can be like that, but it can be backwards too, as long as you have a compliment.
Yeah.
I as long as the head coach is the person, as long as he pays me respect and attention and stuff like that, I think the Mike McDaniel one's better. Yeah,
Yeah.
but if he's reserved and has no charisma and he's not connecting with people, it's done. It's over.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's I don't want to throw him under the bus and just talk shit all the time, but like that's the Matt LaFleur.
Right.
Like there's a reason why he ranked that poorly in the report cards and stuff like that. Like he just doesn't have the charisma and the confidence, and then he just also doesn't really connect with at least half the team.
Yeah, I mean, then you get it on the flip side, like, and this is related to basketball, but you like look at Doc Rivers, where he's just screaming at everyone and only, relating to the guys that they're paying $50 million to, and not to any of the young guys. It's an interesting dynamic of how a coach needs to work to get the best out of every single player on his team.
It's impossible. It's impossible to do it if you're losing. So,
Right.
like, talking about Doc Rivers has won, and I think Doc Rivers coached the exact same way when they were
Mm-hmm.
winning.
Yep.
And it's because they were winning and because they had veteran mentors and players and like
Because
that really
yeah,
it's the
Kevin
same thing with
Garnett.
Mike McDaniel though too. It's
Right.
like or McDonald. Uh, you know how important Cooper Cup is to this fucking team.
Incredible.
It's aside from X's and O's, like there's certain positions you need to have a veteran mentor, a veteran player that can be a coach on the field, and wide receiver is one of them. You got to have that guy.
And Cooper Cup's a guy like not like who is the guy that we hated from the line? David Blau. He's not
Yeah.
like a nerd like that. He's a cool guy that you can sit down and talk to. And like thought it was interesting that Cooper Cup is like sitting in the quarterback's room while they're doing their stuff, and then sitting in the wide receiver room outside of the quarterback. He's like making his way to every single spot that he interacts with, and just
Mhm.
telling everybody what he knows. Like there's obviously a potential for him to be a coach in the future, right? Now, if he goes down that path, that's up to him. But feels like a really good asset to have. To your point of we have Mike McDonald, who might be more of a, a tactician kind of guy. But with Cooper Cup, who can really relate to anyone. He's been in all these spots before.
Yeah, Cooper Cup gave off the vibe of like that senior that not he's not the star player, but like he kind of knows everything. He's smart
Right.
and he really is like taking other people under his wing. Or I mean, he's perfect. I mean, he was this way with the Rams with Stafford there and stuff like that too. But yeah, he is so important. Having that meeting with McDonald, just like sharing shit. McDonald
Mm-hmm.
is uh, humble enough to like just listen to him,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh shit, that's exactly what we're looking for. That's what I'm missing. Whatever it was, something run under center." It's like the little players know so much, and
Mm-hmm.
if you can listen to them and get like good nuggets and implement like one, it helps you be a better coach. Two, all of a sudden there's respect going both ways, which is
Right.
rare. It's so rare.
Right.
That's any organization. That's not
Cool to
football.
see.
Very cool to see. Like, how often do you get to walk into your boss's office and like, hey, we're really lacking in this area. If we tweak this
Mm-hmm.
one thing, we're going to be so much better. Your life's going to be better. My life's going to be better. Everyone thinks so. And then
Right.
they're like, they listen and they're like, and say you're right and make the change.
Right.
That
Yep.
does that's leadership on both
Mm-hmm.
sides.
Right.
That's
It's a well-run organization. I'll keep saying it. I'm sure I'm
yeah,
going to say it 6 more times or for 6 more episodes.
yeah. McDonald. I've talked to a couple people that have worked with him, and I from everything I've heard, I guess, which isn't a ton, but everything showed up on the screen. Like he is just a confident person who is humble. I think he loves football a ton, but he's just a balanced guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just showed he's not all football all the time. Like he had his family there. He's just a human being. He is extremely smart, like you said, but every single person in that organization respects the hell out of him.
Yeah.
Like that's why he can have those one-on-one conversations. But he is so transparent in that, like there's no ounce of bullshit on this guy anymore.
Right.
I believe he was the Ravens defensive coordinator when um I think Tyreek Hill was with the Dolphins. But remember, I think there's that week 1 game where they just didn't cover Tyreek Hill.
Right.
And that I think that's where that Rex Ryan quote came from. Where it's
Probably.
like this new DC doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that I love that he kept that. I love that he's changed. And I remember that season. It was like 2-3 weeks. The Ravens were one of the worst defenses I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
They couldn't cover anything.
no, they didn't even try. They snapped out of it quickly though. And obviously that got him this job now. But like when I was coaching more seriously, like I was at the start for sure, I was so fucking insecure. So like
Oh
I
yeah.
knowing like just the way he acted, like he was butthurt or whatever is like what he was saying. Like I would have been the exact same way. I was coach. my dynamic was weirder because I was coaching people older than me.
Mhm.
I was 19, 20 years old coaching people who played in the NFL, which is very odd.
It's fun.
But it is fun. It was much more fun once I was comfortable.
Right.
I was scared shitless.
Yeah.
But I was like so desperate to get them to respect me, and I was so insecure, and it was weird. And then after practice, after games, they go out for drinks. I can't go because I can't drink
Mhm.
yet. Like there's just so much weird shit going on. I was dropped into. I'm from Elk Mound, Wisconsin, very small white town. I get dropped into a locker room of a bunch of guys smoking weed everywhere, from inner city Minneapolis. It was very weird. And then the second that I stopped trying to get respected because I just wasn't thinking about it, all of a sudden everything changed.
Right.
And like I can just tell that's what McDonald's doing now. He's just being himself, and he's got a whole group of players that are the exact same way. It's so weird.
Well, I think that's a really cool thing about football, and I guess teams in general is you get people like the Sam Darnolds or the Cooper Cups of the world mixing up with the Leonard Williams and the Ernest Jones of the world, coming from two completely different avenues. That if the one thing that these guys have in common is that they're really fucking good at football. That if they didn't play football, they wouldn't see each other. So seeing that interaction and all that, you've been a part of teams, I've been a part of teams, everyone's been a part of teams like that. It's a really cool and fun feeling to be a part of that.
It's the best. It's the best. And again, if you're winning, then everything's good.
Right.
There's no argument about getting the ball more. There's no argument about money, really. Everything's good. So we'll see if that continues. But like the one thing I heard about McDonald from someone who was with him, and the one thing that I think showed up here too, is you can tell this shit did not change him.
Yeah.
And now winning the Super Bowl, it certainly doesn't seem like that changed him. We'll see, but it feels like that's the case for all of these players as well. But like, if the Seahawks are bad this year, just watching this with that in mind, that would surprise me.
Agreed.
Like, it just
Yeah, this
feels
is not
like
going to be a bad football team.
there's no way. Like, there's no way this implodes. There's no way that he all of a sudden gets butthurt about something, or a player gets butthurt about something. If Sam Darnold starts playing bad, if someone like Sam Darnold gets hurt, I think they could lose some games. But yeah, there's no shot this team's bad. There
It
just
doesn't
isn't
feel
a
like,
way.
yeah, it doesn't feel like the wheels are coming off the wagon.
There isn't a scenario.
Right.
Like, and they play in, even with the Niners injuries, you could argue it's the toughest division of football.
So tough to. I mean, look at last year. All three games against the Rams were like three of the best football games I've ever seen.
And it's going to be the same this year because the
Yeah.
Rams, Seahawks, I think are up there for could they repeat? Rams, especially once they sign Aaron Donald, are going to be the favorites. I think they
Hmm.
already are. And the Niners are going to be right there. They're good.
Yeah.
So, man, and Cardinals suck. Well, we
Bad.
don't even.
Bad.
I'm not trying to like talk them up. They stink. But yeah, that's so weird. I don't know what their non-divisional opponents are, but
Well, it's interesting.
yeah, good.
I mean, it would be crazy because I mean, look what San Francisco did last year with all those injuries. They still were
Mhm.
how competitive they were, and they make the play. Yeah, they made the playoffs last year.
Yeah,
Um, it feels like three playoff teams are coming from this division. So that leaves one spot if you're not a division winner for the rest of the NFC.
that's the thing. That's why
Yeah,
everyone has great playoff odds. Packers
right,
for sure playoff team. Are they? Like
right.
it's so everyone's fighting for one spot. NFC South is a complete clusterfuck. What's going to
Hmm.
happen there? NFC East is so much better.
Hmm.
You would it be surprising if three playoff teams came out of that division?
Hmm.
Hell no.
No,
So yeah, it's gonna get weird. It's gonna get weird this year. There's very few bad teams. The ones that
yeah,
are bad, but
right.
it's gonna
The,
be
the,
interesting.
I think I talked about it last year when we were talking in the playoffs, we were doing underdog stuff or whatever. Um, Sam Darnold, like he gets talked about a lot. Like he's kind of in a cast stuff. His career path is like one of the most insane career paths that a quarterback like is ever gonna have.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it gets overshadowed because Baker Mayfield went through something similar at the exact same
Right,
time. But yeah, the Jets was a complete nightmare after he was the golden boy. And
right.
then all of a sudden he started seeing ghosts, and then he was completely trashed. And then whatever they said, 5 teams in 6 years or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's great. Everything changed at San Francisco, I guess.
Yeah, he went to Carolina, like didn't even play, and then to San Francisco, and then didn't even really play at San Francisco much, but he learned under Shanahan and all those guys. Goes to Minnesota and dominates, and then Minnesota gets rid of him. Like, what the fuck is going on? And then goes to win a Super Bowl. It's a cool thing. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun to see.
Very fun. It's cool. It just shows like you just keep going. Geno
Right.
Smith has done it to a very much lesser degree, but
Yeah.
like now he's still a starter. He's still playing well. Who knows what happens? I mean, Kirk Cousins is a starter again.
Hmm.
We had seen Mariota get the reins a little bit. So the quarterback position in the NFL is super weird because I think a lot of the new kids coming in don't know how to play football and they stink.
Right.
So the veterans keep hanging around. But then we have a draft class like next year where it's like, do we have 5? Do we have 6
Hmm.
quarterbacks in the first round? I don't know if we have enough roster spots anymore.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a new breed.
Yeah.
The other thing that I had written down, I mentioned I love training camp fights, Cooper Cup. Oh, you ever puked at a practice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Less at practices, more in like summer workouts.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for sure, still in practices. And here's the thing. So I'm not sure how your like practices were set up in terms of like water situation, but we had like this trough hookup thing. So it's like
Hmm.
a PVC pipe or whatever spitting
Yeah.
out water everywhere,
Yep.
which by where the O-line drills were. So
Hmm.
O-linemen always drink way too much water.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I feel like one of the best feelings in the world is puking at football practice.
It's like getting everything out of you.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
want to die, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, relief. I feel good. Let's go.
We
It's
used
one of the weirdest feelings.
Right, and this is why I love offensive linemen. I had a bunch of buddies who were offensive linemen. I would hang out with them and everything, and be the big guys. And they'd puke. Someone would puke, and everyone would make fun of them. Then the next person would puke, and is making fun of everyone like that. You know where I did my most puking though, and this one makes a lot of sense when you hear it. It was during basketball when we came back from Thanksgiving break.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that was bad.
I have one experience like that too. That is very
Yeah,
true. That is true. Yeah, you did nothing but fucking sit around and eat
yeah,
the entire
yeah.
time,
And
and
then
then
it's like,
go,
and then
shit.
you get back to practice, and coach is like, all right, let's run some suicides.
100%. Yeah, let's see who
Yeah.
was working out during the break.
Yeah.
And you're not getting dropped back into. It's like for football, you have all summer vacation to work your way up at least.
Correct.
For that break, you're back in the middle of the season.
I don't know. Yeah, football, basketball, anything like everyone knows the feeling like when that first run starts and you're starting to feel and you get that side hurt. That's the worst pain of all
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, your stomach and your sides start like
Yeah.
actually cramping. You're just trying to not do it.
Yeah.
Everything in you is like,
It's
okay,
like
let's
a
just
rite of
keep going.
it's like a rite of passage though.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And you know what?
Yeah.
I played high school football for 4 years. I never once changed anything, and I puked all 4 years. Did it all every single
Oh,
time again.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
not about learning from mistakes
Yeah.
or anything. Yeah, 100%. I mean, and it's almost like from a coach's perspective, you see a kid puke and you're almost happy.
Right.
I've never seen joy like seeing my 45-year-old football coach when I puked. He's like, yeah, I'm fucking the man. Like, I'm doing this. Like, it's insane. Other things I have written down. McDonald said the secret sauce in the NFL is connection. I think that is very apparent in their building.
Yep.
Um,
Again,
Cooper
I
Kupp
think
in
that
the
can go for
school.
anything. It's just making connections with people. That's a secret sauce.
I mean, you and I have talked about it just from talking about FlurrySports, where it's like if someone played team sports, we're treating this as a team. It's like you don't let the other person fall, and
Right.
like that's one thing. But the whole thing they talked about is we need people here that don't care about themselves, or you're cheering on other people's accomplishments with the team. If the other person catches a pass for a touchdown, you're happy because we're winning and it helps everybody out. Like that's
Right.
the whole thing. I mean, with any team, any business, they were spitting wisdom in this fucking episode. It was very, very cool. It was a life
Mhm.
advice, Hard Knocks. It wasn't love it, but it wasn't Rex Ryan saying I love feet, or let's go get a snack. It wasn't Dan Campbell, love
Right.
him. It wasn't Dan Campbell doing burpees. It wasn't theatrics at
Yeah.
any point.
I remember the other Hard Knocks that I don't think that we were on. I don't think we did a show for it because I hated it. It was the Chicago Bears. It wasn't
Oh
a
yeah.
it wasn't a 10-minute segment on Matt Eberflus getting a haircut.
No. And this episode showed how to utilize Michael Jordan in the
Yeah,
correct way.
correct.
Too,
Right.
Yeah. It just, oh god, that was bad. That wasn't that long ago, huh? That was two
I think
years
it was 2
ago.
years ago. Caleb Williams rookie year.
Yeah, that was bad. That was not good.
The other thing I had is shout out Thomas Hammock, the running backs coach. That guy's the man. Physical
Mhm.
and or what did he say? He said, I have it written down here. Physical and hard as fuck. I mean, that's just football. Physical and hard as fuck.
Yes, that's how every running back coach should be too. That's
Yeah.
old school where it's
Yeah.
literally I don't want to see you one cut and go. You no
Yeah.
wiggle, put your foot in the ground, fucking run them over.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love how they're talking about Price. I mean, that gets
Yeah.
me juiced. They didn't really spend much time on the other guys there. We saw Charbonnet in the
Mhm.
meeting. McDonald loves him, so
Yeah.
I imagine he's going to get some time at some point. But who else was there? There was Zonovan Knight's there. We got Emmanuel Wilson there.
Yeah, I like him saying, we lost the MVP, but fuck it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, if we're gonna throw our hands in the air and feel bad for ourselves,
Right.
could you imagine? Why can't any of them be the MVP at any
Right.
point? I assume he's preaching the exact same thing that he did last year, though, too, where it's
Mhm.
like, and Ken Walker was never the bell cow. He was never the guy getting 20 touches per game anyway. So it's so easy to talk to that group. I
Right.
feel like, not to discredit him whatsoever, but I'm sure last year he was talking about everyone needs to work hard because everyone's going to get the ball. There's no one person in town. There's no one star. Then all of a sudden, one of his own wins MVP and leaves for quote unquote brighter pastures, getting more money.
Mhm.
They didn't
Good.
do it. They didn't say it. They didn't do it. But that's one of those things where,
Pisses him off.
yeah, like
Yeah.
he turned his back on us, especially after
Yeah.
he talked about how close the team was, how much he loved his team, everything. Now it's like, okay, fuck you. We're gonna
Right.
do it without you. So,
Damn right.
which the way it should be. It is
Damn
what
right.
it is. But yeah, I don't have much else from this episode. I got some other things we can do, but I thought this was great. A great first episode.
Yeah, yeah. Again, I think it's like I said before. I think it's kind of a change of pace for a Hard Knocks that we're usually used to, where we're not focusing on the star player, the glory boy, which I like. I like when we can if that person has a good personality or it's fun to watch on TV. But to your point, that this is it's just a team, man. This is like when you look up team in the dictionary. This is like it should be like the 2025 to 2026, 27 Seattle Seahawks. Like everyone feels like they're on the same pace. Everyone knows what they're going for. Nobody feels like they're above each other. Nobody is, the celebrity out there, man. This one is really feels like behind the curtains of football rather than, the celebrity lives of the players.
True. Yeah, we were not just us, everyone was sort of worried. It's like, where's the storylines going to come from? Who's the superstar we're talking about? Like, I think this is going to be a boring one, and
Hmm.
we'll see what they do across,
Yeah,
6 episodes, 7 episodes, whatever it is. But so far, it's about football. It's not about
yeah. I would guess that the
the
football
person.
hardos are going to like this one, and maybe the non or the more casual people are not going to like it as much.
Right, and they're not giving anything away, but the rest of the league's going to be watching this and like, this
For
is,
sure.
look at what these guys are doing. One thing I'm excited for, though, we're going to Gray Zabel's farm.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be great. He's a monster.
Yeah, love him. Did you think it was interesting, or do you think it was kind of playing it up for just to say, like when Mike McDonald said, "Hey, we have Hard Knocks here, and I'm excited because I want everyone to see what you guys are doing." Where it kind of feels like a lot of teams take the other approach. We're like, we don't want any outside noise here,
Um,
or is that just kind of playing it up like Hard Knocks is here and let's make something out of this?
I would guess his whole approach is authenticity and just being like, he truly is just a mentor. Like the way he was talking to Amanda Wari or whatever,
Yeah,
like that was a fucking mentor talking to his mentee. That was really, really cool. But I'm guessing it's just addressing the elephant in the room. and
Yeah.
showing them it's like, hey, Hard Knocks is here. We're just going to do what we do. We're not changing anything.
Yeah.
And I assume, my perspective is fully different than what theirs is because they're seeing him every day. But assuming he started with something like that and then proved to them he's the exact same guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, everyone takes a deep breath, exhales a little bit, and is good to go.
Yeah.
He didn't do like a John Harbaugh or, God forbid, the Gannon speech where it's like, you got that fire in your gut and stuff like that. Like, we're not doing that shit. But yeah, I think it was just an authenticity addressing shit,
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, like I said, I think this will be a fun football one. I'm very excited for this one. I think the Chargers would have been a fun one this year, just so
Yeah.
I could watch Mike McDaniel and John Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh talk to
Yeah.
each other every single day. But other than that, I think like landed on a good one here with Seattle.
Yeah. And I guess Harbaugh was working out with the team today, too. I haven't
Yeah,
watched the clip.
incredible.
He's a psychopath. Yeah.
Yeah, the man.
That would have been a good one. Rams would have been very, very interesting,
Yeah.
even before the Donald shit. But McVay's always interesting, but Stafford and all that would have been weird. Minnesota, I'm sure they would have loved to go to. I don't know if I would have liked it, but it would have been the quarterback showdown would have been interesting there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Jets would have been fun as just like a experiment, just to watch as like what do they do now?
Well, kind of on the flip side, like we're watching the Seattle one for like, here's how a good team is kind of like building its way back up to a championship, right? What if they go to Tampa and just show a team like collapsing?
That would have been very interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
team fully collapsing, quarterback pissed at his
Right.
organization. They thought that was the only good thing they had.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I just want to hear from Todd Bowles every day.
Yeah.
I just want to hear where his mind is at. And at what point does he start disassociating? Because boy, he's getting canned. I hate it. I like him. I think he's a good coach, but he's fucked.
Yep.
Tomorrow night we have a fantasy stream we're going to do, and I had an activity planned for that, but I think we should do it right now. I can start sharing some stuff on the back end here. Okay, so this is something I've seen other people do. So this isn't something I thought up. But we're going back to school here.
All right.
What color notebook did you use for these subjects? Because some of them is very straightforward, and a lot of people agree on some that I just did not do.
I might be like very different on this.
Okay, I'm interested. I mean, you have a different mind than a lot of people. And
I want to preface this by saying I hated school. I hated everything about learning, sitting in a classroom for 8 hours a day and learning. Loved hanging out with people. I wanted to learn things I wanted to learn. So that was my mindset at school.
I mean, that's fully fair. That's completely fair. I also had a lot of black notebooks, I feel like, which does not work for this whatsoever.
That's progressive.
I guess so. But of these, everyone's saying that there's very, very clear colors. I think I remember what the majority thinks.
Okay.
Is there one that's like very, very obvious?
Yeah, I have one that sticks out in my mind. Chemistry and physics. So I guess science in general. It was green for me.
100%. 100% that's green. And that's the one I feel like everyone has agreed on.
Oh, okay.
That's the one everyone's like, of course that's green.
You know what's funny, Zach?
Green, whatever. Yeah.
It was 10th grade chemistry, so 12 years ago for me. That was the first time I ever had the conversation of if water is wet.
Interesting.
Yep.
It's really full circle moment then.
Yep.
I imagine at some point we have some new people at FlurrySports joining us this year. I'm gonna guess that comes up again.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It will. Yeah,
that'll come up till I die.
I mean, very fair. Very fair. Is there another one that you feel next most confident about, or no?
I feel like I had yellow for math, maybe.
Interesting. I'm not sure if I've heard that one.
What is it? Yellow. Red? People are red?
I think the majority of people say math is blue.
No,
I
right?
don't say
No.
that. I'm not that. I think math's red. I to to be fair, I think I had math as black the majority of the time. But of these, I think I had math as red.
I think it was yellow for me. But math is like an intense subject, and that needs to be like a intense color, like red. I agree that it should be red.
Okay, we'll put that in red for right now. Well, I mean yeah,
It's
that's what of these, that's what I had. Um, but blue and yellow are the ones I feel like most people are really
time out.
arguing about, though. Yeah.
Are you showing me something on the screen right now?
Oh
Are
shit.
you supposed to be?
Yeah. Restream has it showing for me, but it says it's editing. So how do I
I don't see
switch?
anything.
I know. I see that now. I don't know how I switch to the next finish editing.
Oh, there we go.
Weird. Cool. Yeah, it looked exactly the same now as it did before for me, but it wasn't up. Okay. So now we got this. So maybe seeing it out loud will make it a little bit better. But what I'll say is, and I don't agree with it, the majority of people have history as yellow.
No, I had it blue, I think.
I 100% had it as blue, and that's because
Yeah,
I had like I think of history and social studies being one and the same.
right.
Like I think they're close, and I social studies always had like a globe
I
and stuff.
agree.
In some people said globe geography that's green. I've heard that too.
No, that's crazy.
That makes no sense. There's more water on the earth than anything else. That would be blue.
Yeah, science is green because of grass.
Yeah. Or like test tubes. There's like
Right.
green shit in there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, history almost everyone says is yellow. And like first I was very angry and said no. Um, but I'm not sure if you ever played like those trivia apps like Trivia Crack and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that. I think history's yellow on that though.
I think it is. I think you're
So
right. You,
I
you think it's selective remembering from people or something gets screwed up. Wires got crossed.
maybe I don't know. I don't know. I just know majority of people say history is blue, but for me, like my next most confident after science being green, which is no brainer,
Hmm.
like English was always yellow for me.
I No, not me. I had math as
Really
yellow. I told you I had math as yellow. I think history was red for me and English was blue. I think that's what I had.
interesting. Yeah, people were the two people were torn for history was majority had it blue, second most was red, and
No,
or no, sorry, majority yellow, second most was red,
no.
and I was definitely blue. And English was always just like there's a lot of reading and writing, and I feel like pencils are yellow, and I just had it as yellow.
Do you think that there's it's just like the vocal majority or minority is all agreed on this? Do you think it's more of a spread out idea that maybe everyone was just kind of random and people are misremembering things?
I don't know, maybe, but I've seen people do this on like live podcasts, live shows, and stuff, and they did like an audience poll that had like thousands of people voting.
Yeah,
So, and
yeah.
then maybe they
I,
were
I think
influenced, but people were like, "Yeah, history is definitely yellow or red." I was
yeah.
very
I don't know.
confused.
I think that's a lot of groupthink going on.
Maybe, maybe it's regional. I don't know. All I know is like Wisconsin traditionally one of the smartest states.
Right.
So I would assume, like, I'm not going to listen to what someone in Louisiana says, or God forbid Iowa. You know what I mean?
Right.
Stuff like that. I don't know. Like history books, old books turn yellow. Why wouldn't that be
Yeah.
yellow? Everything
Every
turns yellow.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I don't disagree with you. It makes sense to me.
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, having history or having English as blue, that was what the most blue was English.
Interesting.
And I guess I don't know why. Like language arts, they always said blue. That was the majority. So I not once did I do that. Not a single time.
Not. Yeah. Did you have a? Did you use normal wooden pencils or did you use mechanical pencils?
I switched to mechanical in high school for sure. I think like sophomore year.
That kind of felt like bougier.
For sure did. For
Yeah,
sure did. But it was much easier to bum lead off of people than a full pencil.
true.
So I was the kid that was constantly asking for lead.
Yeah,
And then if I didn't
yeah.
have it, I did a lot of pen though. I wrote a lot of pen.
Oh, not me.
Really? I
I, I
was
s- I switched to pen in college.
okay. Yeah, college
Well,
100% all pen.
well, for what I needed to write, I use my computer for everything in college. But if I needed to write,
Really?
it was pen.
In college, I had those classes where I had to memorize all of the parts of the body and function, glands, and all of that, like all those human structure. So I wrote notes in pen and then I rewrote them in pen again in a different
Mhm.
notebook just to fucking remember all this stupid shit that is useful for nothing except for bar trivia at this point,
True.
which is important.
Did you enjoy those classes?
I enjoyed physiology and kinesiology, the actual health and function classes where it was like label the bones, what does the system do? I hated it.
Yeah. Yeah, I never took any of those, so I'm always interested to hear people who
Oh,
taken it.
it was part of my coaching and sports management degrees.
Okay,
It made me take all the science parts of that along with like sports psychology and stuff and business stuff.
sure.
So, which I almost got my master's in sports management. I almost went to Mankato for that. So, if I ever go
Shout
back to
out,
school, that's what it's going to be.
shout out Adam Thielen, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Minnesota State. A couple people went there. But yeah, that has been a hot topic. Those notebooks online. It kind of baffled me. I can only assume if Trevor was here, he would have had a third opinion, completely different.
Right.
Like for some reason, there's a couple things that we are on completely separate paths on. I don't know. It's very odd.
Yeah. Uh, what I asked you guys, you and Jake, this when you were on SummerSlam, but it was interesting when I thought of it, of how we only use the terms grassy and knoll when we talk about the JFK assassination.
It's true though.
That's kind of an odd situation, isn't it?
It's very odd.
Yeah.
Um, Someone should take it back. So
Right.
we should. Hmm,
Like I understand if you only use like one, like if we will only say knoll, like no, nobody knows what a knoll is, but
no,
grassy feels like it should be a lot more common than what it actually is. Like think, when's the last time you ever seen anything described as grassy, or maybe an IPA every now and then, but something,
true.
but it feels like it should be more common language than what it is.
That is true. We need to. I mean, first off, I'm fully on board with us really taking back and making it ours, grassy and no,
Yeah.
either separate or together. Um, right now, there's a lot of. I mean, if we're going to talk about a lot of dispensaries popping up in Minnesota since they
Right.
uh, legalized that, I feel like grassy could certainly, even grassy knoll could be implemented there.
Right.
And that's free search traffic. Like you can get
Yeah.
ahead of
Right.
the JFK stuff. Um, but it feels like, yeah, we need to take it back in the same way that Disney named a movie Frozen in order to cover up the Walt Disney's Frozen head thing.
Yeah. I had just
Like
recently learned about that.
there's multiple things like that.
Yeah.
It's very, very smart. Their SEO, knowledge was ahead of its time. They did
Yeah.
a great job. So grassy, yeah, we can do like a grassy knoll fantasy league or something.
Hmm.
There's maybe there's a third shooter. Who knows? Lots of. We'll talk about it tomorrow. How about that? This is a
All right.
conversation we need to continue. But tomorrow, let's decide it on air right now. Are we going to go live at 6 tomorrow? Is that what we decided?
Let's go live at 6 tomorrow.
6 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be talking about fantasy football, probably the top fantasy football stories of the day, of the week. We got a lot of thoughts. We got a lot of stuff. We got a draft kit that's coming out in less than a week, dangerously close. August 10th, we will be launching that. That has my rankings, that has what is going to be the most accurate mock draft tool on the market. You will want it. It's going to prepare you for drafts better than any other mock draft tool. We got a bunch of data. We got boom bust stuff. We got even fantasy war. So for the baseball heads, the stat nerds that love the wins above replacement, we got that for fantasy. We got all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff. So definitely tune in. We're going to cover a bunch of it on this channel, on our other fantasy football channel. If you're into fantasy football and watching us right now, make sure to go type in on YouTube, FlurrySports Fantasy Football. Go subscribe over there so you don't miss it. And watch that Matt Miller video I made over there.
Mm-hmm.
Took a lot of time into it. So if you haven't heard about that, that's a good little watch for you. Luke, what else do you got before we get out of here?
That's all I got. I was gonna say, we have brought up on this show or on our fantasy show in the past about our 32-man guillotine league. We are in the middle of that draft has started now. There's a new little wrinkle to it that's kind of interesting. We can talk about our thoughts about it tomorrow, but it's fun new innovation, I think.
I think one of my favorite things of how we play fantasy is every year we've done something different in one of our leagues. We're
Mm-hmm.
constantly innovating. So if you have a friends group that likes to play fantasy football and it's getting a little stale, I advise you or recommend just mix it up. Try something completely new. And if you need ideas, comment on this video or comment on some of our fantasy stuff because we've done a lot of crazy leagues and we're going to keep doing it. So
Yep.
we've done a lot of fun stuff. We'll be back tomorrow talking about all kinds of stuff, including the 49ers wide receivers. Goodbye.
Peace.